Great to see you. And who the hell is that behind you?
There's John there, and we got Mark in the back somewhere. Travis is driving.
All I see are 2 feet up in the air.
He's laying down. We still have to pick up our sound guy in about 20 minutes. We're
Oh
heavy
man,
into transit.
where are you guys right now?
So we're on our way to Shelburne in Nova Scotia. We're about 10 minutes outside of Halifax right now. Our sound guy gets and play show around 8:30.
Wow. Hey, you know what, man? I gotta tell you something. I loved introducing you guys on the Lemon stage. It was a freaking blast.
That was a blast.
I it was the show that you guys put on was so and innovative and so much fun. There are a few bands like you guys out there that
I really appreciate that,
really,
man.
it's not just putting out great music, and it's not like putting on a fake show where it's like, okay, we're going to do this and doing that and doing that. It is a
Right.
combination of so many great elements, and you guys definitely do that, man. Like I said, it was such an honor to introduce you guys.
I appreciate that, man. That's what we do. It's kind of hard on our sleeves. It's authentically us in the best and worst ways. We just be ourselves as much as that it's a cliche, is we just strive to be authentically who we are as people and who we grew up listening to. So I'm glad that it came out that way on our live show.
Let's talk about that, man, on who you guys are, how you guys got together, and your sound, and how you guys were not just able to create such a great sound, but also, like I said, such a great stage performance.
So we started 7 years ago now, 8 years ago. Sorry, Mark, correct me in the back. Um, so I had a project that me and my brother were starting called Andre Pettipas and the Giants, and it was only two of us. So we were like, okay, we should probably find a drummer. We've got these songs, and we're heading to the studio on a Monday. So we went and seen Mark, our now drummer, at his bar band at the time at a local pub. And I knew Mark since we were about 12 years old. We played in different bands on the same shows together back in the day. I was like, all right, this guy's got chops. I'm going to chat with him after the show. Said, dude, we're heading to the studio Monday. We need a drummer. It's like, I'll be down tomorrow. And then we started recording our debut album the day after we had our first rehearsal.
And if you remember correct, wasn't that the one that we did our first interview and it was over the phone?
No, that was another album. That was
Ah,
so our first album would have came out in 2016, but we did an
mhm.
interview for our No Fools No Fun album, and that's the album for us. Like the first one was very instinctual. It's like, let's go with what we have. We need to get a product out. And No Fools No Fun was our next project, which we added guitarist John McDonald right there. We had him filling in on bigger shows with us. He played on the festival circuit, and after him joining the band, I'm like, we need two guitars in this band. This is just we can't do the trio anymore. So we went to Chalet Studios and recorded the album with Brian Moncars, who's done our last two studio albums and our live album. And just the band has been getting more close to getting to what we want to be as a band. We've got our sound, how we've been trying to hit that energetic live show in our recording. So it took going on the road, playing shows together, recording a live album to figure out what we want to sound like on an album. And working with Moncars really helped. He knows how to dirty things up, and he knows how to get that grit out of you. His ways of just being a nice guy in the studio, like one of the nicest producers in the world. He's not the guy that's going to crack whips. He's like, no, man, you guys don't know what you're doing. Just, that wasn't the take. Let's take another one. It just made it easy in us being ourselves. And that's how the songs came out. It's just so authentically who we are.
Now, I'm curious though, man, when the pandemic hit, was that a hinder or did it help in
Oh
songwriting and
man,
things like that?
you know what? It was weird. The beginning of the pandemic, um, So it was like, what did we do? Like, we were set to release the album. We had some dates with Buck Cherry. We had a Japan tour planned. We
Whoa.
had a bunch of other cross Canada dates. Yeah. So we had a lot of stuff ready to go. And then it's like, how do we regroup? Let's go back to the drawing board. So basically, we didn't stop. There's a lot of bands that keeled over and died. We just dug deeper and we're like, okay, how do we, transform into a band that can do live streams, or uh, we can do acoustic shows. We can do, just more stripped down stuff that, with the limited amount of people that are around, can still attend. We can still perform live. So I think while putting us further apart, it brought us closer together. We were able to, uncover some stuff that has been hurting over the last few years, some emotional turmoil. We were just basically able to get all of that stuff out with this new album. It wasn't, we weren't holding anything back. It's like, just death of friends, all that stuff that you've been kind of just coping with and not dealing with. It's like, let's put it all on the table. Here's a vulnerable side of the band. Last album was our fun, we're the high energy rock band, no fools, no fun. And now it's like, okay, here's the deeper side of the band. Here's some more stuff that we went through that maybe we didn't discuss in further albums.
So let's go into it a little deeper and let's make it official, man. What is the name of the new album and how does it represent the band today?
So the name is called Under Control, and the album ends on a song called Slingshot, which was originally named Under Control. And our friend India Karam from RPM, she suggested the song being named Slingshot. And then our drummer Mark's like, well, Under Control is the album name then. I'm like, perfect, that's it. And for us, it's about just getting ourselves under control, being in control of ourselves. We're not a band that goes and parties after shows. We've done all that in our early 20s. Now we're ready to just focus on making this a career. We're under control of what we want to do. We're basically just on the road to being full-time musicians and having that kind of sense of responsibility. And you know what I mean? It's just like, we know what we want now. Let's just go get it. We're in the driver's seat.
And just double checking, what's the single out that's right now, or is there a single out right now?
So the current single is called Definition of a Dweeb, and it's an ode to teenage dirtbag. Yeah, we had my nephew play 15-year-old me in the music video, and we gave him a bowl cut. It was amazing. He actually, when I went to go pick him up, he went to get the bowl cut. He had a bowl from his mother's house, yellow Tupperware bowl. He's like, here's the bowl we're using. So gave him a bowl cut, gave him my leather jacket, gave him an old Brooks and Dunn t-shirt that had flames on the arms. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, those flame shirts with all the designs. So he rocked the part, and he actually just called me about 10 minutes ago. He's like, he's got a job scooping ice cream. And he had a bunch of different groups come in and say, you're the kid from that video, aren't you?
You made him famous. I love it,
Right.
man. I love
So
it.
he's going viral with a mushroom cut in a little hometown. It's amazing. He's embracing it. And we have him, he's putting up a shop at our festival. We're doing Giant Stock this summer. It's our first festival, first self-produced festival. So we have him running, I don't know if it's going to be Dweeb's Delight. It's going to be like a shack that has some pop, chips, all your goodies, and we're going to make him sell some merch. He's part of the crew now.
I love it, man. You may be bringing that hairstyle back. You never know. But speaking of coming back, when are you coming back to Southern Ontario, man, or even the rest of Canada?
So we're doing the rest of the Maritimes for July and August, and we're hitting the road again September. So we're going to do a cross Canada tour come September. We're hoping to be in the Toronto area on the 6th, 7th. We're still working on details. So as soon as that's confirmed, you'll see it on our socials. And we're looking forward to get back. We were there for Canadian Music Week. We did a cross Canada tour last month, and we played the Wheat Sheaf.
Yes, Wheat Sheaf Wheat Sheaf. Whatever.
It was a really cool spot. I guess it's one of the oldest venues in Toronto.
It
and
is.
It was a super fun set. And then we made the drive to Winnipeg in a day and a half. Played that Thursday. We had a really fun time on the road. It was our first time playing in BC. So we were out there showcasing for 100 different universities at a thing called COCA, the Student Life Summit. So that was one of the main reasons for the trip. And like I said, we're focused now. We're trying to find these new markets and entertaining the old markets coming back and building them so that we can make a sustainable touring route all through Canada. And this album's going to be doing that for us. So we'll be on the road most of September and looking forward to get back to Ontario.
And remember, man, if you guys ever need anybody to introduce you guys, I'm there for you.
Oh man, I'm gonna hold you to that. We're gonna let's work on that. Once we nail down the date, I'll make sure Lemon gets at you and be like, all right, we need Rudy here. This is just, it seems only fitting.
Oh, of course, of course. Look, man, big love to all you guys. Love what you're doing. And like I said,
Thanks,
man, you
brother.
guys do such a great stage show. And honestly, man, if you guys don't break big going into 2024, there's something wrong with the music industry. Because like I said, man, it's bands like you that we need in the music industry. Drive safe, big love.
Much love,
See
man.
you guys are in Ontario. And like I said, man, you're always gonna have a fan in me.
Thanks a million, brother. Great chatting with you.